If you're thinking about selling your home, the price you choose in the very beginning can quietly determine everything that happens next, sometimes in ways sellers don't expect. Hi guys, I'm Jill Howe with the Howe Group with KW Signature here in Chatham-Kent. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the most important decisions you'll make when selling your home, and that's pricing it right from the start. And this isn't going to be about fear or pressure. It's going to be about clarity, confidence, and positioning your home so the market works with you, not against you. When a home first comes to market, and that's when it receives the most attention, buyers, agents, and even online algorithms, they're all watching closely. This initial window is when your home is fresh, exciting, and seen as new. The price you choose at this stage sets the tone for how buyers perceive your property and how seriously they take it. And this is often where sellers will pause and ask me, shouldn't we start a little bit higher and see what happens? Guys, I completely understand why that feels like a safer strategy. But the challenge is that the strongest buyer interest usually happens right at the beginning. Starting in the right place allows us to capture that excitement instead of trying to rebuild it later on. When a home is priced above where the market sees its value, buyers don't usually think, oh, I'll wait and see when it comes down. Instead, they often move on to other options. Over time, the home can begin to blend into the background. Showings will slow down, momentum fades, and buyers may start to wonder, why hasn't it sold yet? Even if it's a beautiful home. And this isn't about the home itself. It's about perception. The market is driven by psychology just as much as numbers. And this is where sometimes a seller tells me, but we're not in a rush. We can wait. That flexibility can absolutely be a wonderful advantage. But what I gently remind my clients is that we want waiting to be your decision, not the market's response to pricing. One of the things many sellers don't realize is that the longer a home sits, the more buyers begin to feel they have leverage. What started as a pricing decision can slowly influence how offers are written, how they're negotiated, how they feel, and how confident buyers are when they walk through the door. This is why I always say, pricing is not just a number, it's a strategy. And then I will often hear this, but our home is way nicer than the others. And you may absolutely be right. But buyers, they compare your homes quickly and emotionally. When price and expectation align, they're far more likely to recognize and appreciate the value your home offers. Pricing your home correctly from the beginning doesn't mean leaving money on the table. In fact, it often protects your value. When a home is positioned properly, it creates interest, urgency, and competition. Buyers will pay attention, showings increase, and this is when the conversations start. And that's when the market does what it is designed to do. I want to be very honest here. I don't believe in pricing a home higher just to win a listing or make the process feel easier right in the moment. My role is to guide my clients with experience, data, and care so that they can make decisions that truly serve their goals, not just today, but all the way through closing. And occasionally, a seller will say, we were told that our price was right. I completely understand. This makes sense. You trusted the guidance you received. But markets evolve, buyer behavior shifts, and timing changes. My responsibility is to advise you based on what's happening right now, not what worked in the past. When I sit down with sellers, we look at numbers together. We also talk about buyer behavior, current market conditions, and what's actually working right now here in Chatham-Kent. There's no pressure, no rush, just a clear plan built around your timeline, your priorities, and your peace of mind. If you're thinking about selling and wanting an honest conversation about pricing and strategy, I'd be happy to help. You don't need to guess. You don't need to wonder. With the right guidance from the start, the process can feel calm, informed, and intentional. I'm Jill Howe with the Howe Group. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.